Hello, this is Michael Uribe, and I will be doing a presentation on the birthplace of neuroscience. So, in this presentation, I'll be covering essentially the birthplace of neuroscience and then just all the kind of different things that have come in the beginning and stuff like that, as well as the critical debate of nature versus nurture, and then discussing the main subjects studied in behavioral neuroscience. Along the way, I'll share some historical and contemporary examples to illustrate these concepts. So first, with the birthplace of neuroscience, neuroscience is, in its essence, is the study of the nervous system, which includes the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves throughout the body. But how did it come to be? Well, the roots of neuroscience can be traced back to ancient civilizations. For instance, the ancient Egyptians discovered that and also believed that the heart was the center of thought and emotion, while the brain was discarded during mummification and wasn't really all that important at the time, or so they thought. Fast forward to the 17th century, and we see pioneers like Rene Descartes proposing that the brain is the seat of the mind, coining the idea of dualism, where where the mind and body normally separate. And then in the 19th century, significant advancements began to take shape. The invention of the microscope allowed scientists to study neurons in detail. One of the scientists was Santiago Ramon y Cajal. I think that's how you say his name. Leading to the neuron doctrine, which states that neurons are the fundamental units of the brain. This period marked the transition from philosophy to a more scientific approach and understanding of the brain. As we get into the 20th century, neuroscience began to emerge in various disciplines, including psychology, biology, chemistry, and honestly, even computer science. This interdisciplinary approach was essential due to just the different, ways to understand the brain, and it kind of requires multiple insights from different fields. For example, cognitive neuroscience, a subfield of neuroscience in itself, examines how the brain processes affect cognitive functions like memory and perception. Behavioral neuroscience focuses on the brain influences, studying topics like addiction, anxiety, and learning about just anything in general. And then neuroscience actually intersects with medicine, with that being, neurosurgeons and neurologists rely on neuroscience specific principles to treat, brain disorders, and then highlighting the practical applications that they could use in the field. And then with the nature and the nurture debate that I mentioned earlier in this presentation, one of the most significant discoveries and discussions within the neuroscience is the debate on nature versus nurture. Historically, the debate has had profound implications. For instance, the infamous case of identical twins separated at birth kind of just demonstrates how both genetics and the environmental influence, the environment influences behavior. One famous pair were the Jim twins. They were reunited as adults and found striking similarities in their lifestyle and preferences as well, despite being raised in different families. Behavioral neuroscience encompasses various subjects like learning and kind of like memory and how we acquire, retain, and recall different kinds of information. And then with research showing specific brain regions like the hippocampus are critical for memory function. And then with emotions, how do emotions arise in the brain? Studies on the amygdala have revealed that its role in processing fear and emotional responses, as well as with addiction, kind of like in that field, understanding how substances affect the brain can help slowly develop a treatment for addiction. Essentially, with mood disorders, behavioral neuroscience plays a crucial role in studying disorders like depression, schizophrenia, anxiety, leading to better therapeutic approaches in with those specific kind of areas and mental issues and disorders and stuff like that. So to kind of conclude this, neuroscience has evolved from ancient speculation, back when the Egyptians were around, to now being a sophisticated interdisciplinary study and field that combines insights from multiple domains. Nature versus nurture debate it remains like a pretty vital discussion, and it guides the research and understanding of human behavior. Exploring the main subjects of behavioral neuroscience, we can really appreciate how this field not only enhances our knowledge about of ourselves, but also impacts real world applications like medicine and psychology. So I just want to thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to listen to this listen to this presentation on the study of neuroscience and its birthplace and kind of like the world and its history as well. So thank you. Bye.